on defense. This one might shock a lot of people. Dee Winters was actually ranked as one of the worst 49ers by PFF at a 28.8 in 36 snaps. And we'll talk about Dee Winters in a second. T.Y. McGill at 28.9 in 42 snaps. And Ambry Thomas, before he broke his forearm, was at a 31.1 in his 25 snaps. So I wanted to give that point of view because finding Dee Winters at the bottom of that list could surprise a lot of people. And I think part of the reason that I wanted to point that out is because PFF is going to grade Dee Winters on missed tackles. They're going to grade him on coverage problems. There's a lot of things that are going to be seeing there. That's why I mentioned earlier about flash plays. When you look at Dee Winters, I don't know, maybe one other guy flashed as much as he did. There's a couple guys that flashed in here, but this is what Dee Winters has been doing at training camp. And if you've been listening to my training camp breakdowns, when he flashes, I mean, he gets your attention. He makes explosive plays. The play he made in the preseason game where the two guys are pulling and he runs and fires, pulls that trigger, comes straight upfield, and gets right in on the second puller's hip pocket and works his way to the running back for a loss of 5, was a fantastic play. Those are the highlights that you see from Dee Winters, and you're like, wow. That guy right there has the ability to make big-time plays for this 49ers defense. The problem right now for Dee Winters is some of the nuance of the position. Number one, he struggles a little bit when he's on the backside. So with linebackers and linebacker play, depending on how many linebackers are on the field, if the play's going away from you, you have the cutback lane. Sometimes he likes to move horizontal and even give up ground and allow a cutback lane to be there. I've seen that in practice. I commented on that in some of my practice reports, and I thought I seen it in this game as well. So that's an area that Dee Winters needs to get more consistent and better at if he's going to be one of the 49ers' top 3 linebackers. The other thing that he needs to get a little bit better at is making sure he settles down and doesn't overrun ball carriers. That caused him to miss some tackles. And you can't miss tackles in the NFL. You've got to be able to make those tackles as soon as they catch the football if you're in coverage, or when it comes to getting them after them when they're running the football, you got to bring them down right at the point of attack. And I thought Dee Winters had some struggles there. So I thought the flash plays are definitely things that make you see Dee Winters' potential. Those explosive plays are the plays that you're like, you love. Now we need consistency. So we need him to play with a little bit better technique and being at home for the cutback lane. We need him to make sure he doesn't work across too far and overrun and over-pursue ball carriers. And we need to make sure he gets where he's supposed to get in his drops in coverage. Those are things he needs to work on. But I think we see potential. And whenever you see potential, you start talking about guys who have stock up. And I think right now he got everyone's attention. And he's going to be one of those guys that's going to push for that third linebacker spot. So even though I think stock is up for Dee Winters, there are things that he needs to get better on. And there's going to be a lot of coaching points coming from Coach Johnny Hollins and Coach Nick Sorensen as they're going to try to get him in the right place where he can play consistent football. Flash plays are great, but be consistent. That way when the flash plays come, they just highlight very good play. That's what makes Fred Warner and Trey Greenlaw so good at the position. Consistency. They always play at the same level. They're really good, and then all of a sudden they'll have these great plays that set them apart from everyone else. So that's what we're looking for from Dee Winters. The reps were great, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the following games coming up.